Hey guys, what's going on? James here, and in this video today, we're going to be talking about how the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have 3 players returning for their Week 5 matchup versus the Miami Dolphins. They do, however, have 3 players ruled out for their Week 5 matchup versus the Miami Dolphins. So, if you guys are new here, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button if you do enjoy these types of videos, and leave your thoughts about the 3 players returning and the 3 players being out down in the comments section below. Let's go ahead and start with the 3 players returning. The good news, if you will. So, the Bucs have announced that Pierre Paul, Giovani Bernard, and Jamel Dean will all be returning in week number 5 versus the Dolphins. Pierre Paul, he has been on the shelf for 2 weeks now. He has been dealing with a shoulder injury. That is why he has not been able to play, while Jamel Dean and Giovani Bernard have only missed week 4. Jamel Dean missing a good chunk of week number 3 as well. Dean was dealing with a knee injury. Giovani Bernard was dealing with an MCL sprain, I believe. So, overall, this is huge in my opinion. Absolutely huge returns for both the offense and the defense, just because of what these players are going to add in terms of ability and just adding extra bodies, right? Giovani Bernard will add another weapon for the passing attack. He did a very good job in week number 3. He had 10 targets in that game. He caught 9 of them. JPP and Jamel Dean will add some much needed help both at pass rusher and especially at cornerback as well. In my opinion, I think it's going to be very interesting to see what's going to happen with Joe Tryon and Pierre Paul. Joe Tryon, he did a very good job filling in for JPP when he was on the shelf dealing with his shoulder injuries. So now that JPP is back, what happens now? Do you play the young rookie, say more so than the established veteran? I don't know if that's going to be the case, but I do think that Joe Tryon is definitely going to work his way more into the rotation. And I know JPP is one of those guys, he never wants to come off the field, but if Joe Tryon's giving you good production as a pass rusher, you can't ignore that. You can't just leave that sitting on the bench. You can never have enough good pass rushers. So I do think this will result in Joe Tryon getting some more playing time, even with JPP returning from his injury going forward. That's going to be something that is worth paying attention to. Now, I know there are some of those people out there who do not like Jamel Dean. Trust me, I totally understand where you are coming from. But with Dean returning, at the end of the day, it does give the Bucs another body at the starting cornerback position who does know the playbook, and that is something that the Buccaneers need really, really bad right now. They have 3 guys who are expected to get some level of playing time, or 2 guys now. I was including Rashard Robinson in that thought, but 2 guys in Richard Sherman and Pierre Desir who may be getting a lot of playing time in week number 5, and they've only been with the team since mid to late September. So getting another guy back who knows the playbook, who has been a starter for this team for multiple seasons, I think is a very, very huge return in a position group that is desperate to get some guys out there who know the playbook and have been starters before in this specific defense. So, yeah, I am all very much happy for these 3 guys returning. On the flip side, however, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have ruled out Rob Gronkowski, Antoine Winfield Jr., and Pat O'Connor. Gronkowski, he is still dealing with a rib injury that he suffered in week 3, and right now as it stands, the Buccaneers see him as a week-to-week situation depending on if he can play. It's either he may be available to play or they're going to rule him out. They're just going to decide that on a week-to-week basis. Again, he's dealing with a couple of fractures in his ribs and a pinch in his lung. That was directly according to Bruce Arians himself. So it's just going to depend. You know, I think he will get healthier and return on a full-time basis at some point here. But yeah, this is the 2nd game in a row that Gronkowski has been ruled out. In his absence, I definitely expect Cam Brate and OJ Howard to continue to get more playing time. Both those guys have been playing around 50% of the offensive snaps since Rob Gronkowski was dealing with his injury, starting with that Patriots game. In the case of Antoine Winfield Jr., he was actually placed in the concussion protocol in week number 4 versus the Patriots late in the game, and he unfortunately was not able to get out of that protocol in time. I expect Mike Edwards would step up in his absence, and we also may see some more of Andrew Adams rotating in there as well. I don't think they're going to, move Mike Edwards to nickel corner, nothing along those lines, because they are getting some guys back in that cornerback room, so I fully expect Mike Edwards to come in place of Antoine Winfield Jr., have Jordan Whitehead still be doing his thing, and then also maybe rotate Andrew Adams a little bit in there again as well. So, again, he should be back soon. I don't think that's going to be a long-term thing with him. Bruce Arians had said, he might be able to play. He seems pretty much good to go. It's all just a matter of if he can get out of that protocol in time. Unfortunately, he could not. Not a great thing to see for the secondary, but myself personally, I'm confident that Mike Edwards can step up to the occasion, and Andrew Adams as well. I'm a big Andrew Adams guy personally. Finally, in the case of Pat O'Connor, he does play pretty much exclusively special teams, and it will be a blow not having him on special teams in Week 5, especially considering that they did just waive Khalil Davis. I believe he got picked up by the Indianapolis Colts, so he's not an option to be on the team anymore, and Pat O'Connor suffered that injury. So really would have liked to have Khalil Davis in this situation, but given all the circumstances surrounding other position groups on the team, the Buccaneers' hands were tied, essentially, so I don't blame them too much for that, and I wish Pat O'Connor nothing but a speedy and healthy recovery. Same thing with Antoine Winfield Jr. and Rob Gronkowski as well. They will be sorely missed in week number 5 versus the Dolphins. But that's it, guys, for this injury update going into week number 5 versus the Dolphins. What do you think about Jamel Dean, Giovani Bernard, and Jason Pierre-Paul returning for the game versus the Dolphins? What do you think about Rob Gronkowski, Antoine Winfield Jr., and Pat O'Connor being ruled out? Let me know your thoughts. I would very, very much love to hear them. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all in the next video or the next live stream. But until then, and as always, guys, goodbye for now, and go Bucs!